The WNBL season has taken us to regional centres in Queensland for this season, and tonight we get a matchup between the two regional teams in the WNBL. The second matchup between the Bendigo Spirit and the Townsville Fire, who have been on fire this season. The Bendigo Spirit yet to get off the mark. Tonight might be an opportunity. They got close last time these two sides met. Jordan Canellis with you. Pleasure to be with you on game number 23 of the Chemist Warehouse WNBL season. And with me, once again, is the former Adelaide and Dandenong Rangers title-winning player, Sam Woosnam. Sam, welcome.
Thank you, Jordan.
Second game up for the night. These two sides faced off a few nights ago. It was the Fire who had the 10-point win. What are you expecting from tonight's matchup? Could we get something similar, another close encounter?
Well, here's hoping. Obviously, you know, Bendigo are still looking for their first win of the season, coming up against an informed Townsville team. You know, you just spoke about they have been on fire, and they're doing a great job, the Townsville Fire, but, you know, Bendigo had a great game against them last time, so here's hoping for a really great matchup. Absolutely.
What did we take away from that last match? Bendigo played well in that first half. They were leading 47-40 at half-time, the Spirit, and what has been one of their better performances to date. They had a pretty solid game as well against Perth a couple of nights before that. But what did we take away from that game? What did Bendigo take away from that game and try to carry into tonight?
Well, they had a really fantastic start to the game, really caught the Fire sleeping. I think they did a great job of pushing the ball during that game and getting some really good and easy transition baskets. So they'll definitely look to get out in the open floor again tonight.
The starting five, as we see here for Bendigo, it is very guard heavy, almost a three-guard setup with Tessa Lavey, Amelia Todd-Hunter and Mary Goulding as well. And then Shavana Palvast and Carly Ernst will be the two bigs in the starting five. How does that line up? How does it look to you? It is a little short, but can they make it work?
I think they can make it work. You know, we'll see Townsville sometimes play Shyla Hill as well as Steph Reed in that guard lineup, so they can be quite small at times as well. But, you know, Tessa Lavey, Mary Goulding and Carly Ernst all had great games against the Fire last time, so they'll be looking to replicate that.
The Townsville Fire starting five there, that order is almost as good as 1 to 5. Shyla Hill will probably run the point, Laura Nicholson the other guard, and then Murray, Payne and Mackay. I reckon in a lineup that has a lot of depth, as we see a lot of the names there have had a lot of game time as well. Steph Reed and Zatino Okuzo off the bench. This starting five, would you say it's as good as the settled lineup, the settled starting five for Townsville?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the thing about Townsville is they just seem that they're ready to play regardless if that's starting, if it's off the bench. You know, an example, we saw Kate Gaze come into the starting lineup for a previous game and ended up with 11 points after not playing much. So I think Shannon's got them playing really well. He's got them accepting their roles. So yeah, I don't think it really matters for them if they start or they don't.
This was the last time they met, a 10-point win for the Townsville Fire. As I said, it was a 47-40 lead for the Spirit at half-time. The third quarter was where they unravelled, 29 points to 11 in favour of the Townsville Fire. The Bendigo Spirit just have to make sure they don't have a brain fade in any of the quarters, but especially just after half-time, after the break, as it did last time. If they can avoid that, then you'd say they're probably in with a good chance here, just going by last matches, or the last time they met, going by that standard.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm pretty sure Townsville will pull out of that little bit of a slump but off a great performance from Shyla Hill. So just really controlling the shooters that the Fire have. And again, as I mentioned previous, just really, you know, playing defence, getting some steals, getting in the lane, pushing the ball and getting those easy transition baskets like they started with in the previous outing.
Who are the key players then for the Bendigo Spirit? Who's the ones to look out for?
Definitely Tessa Lavey and Carly Ernst. They have a lot of experience playing in the WNBL and internationally.
And then for the Townsville Fire, Shyla Hill, 19-year-old. She has been on fire this season. She's handled the responsibility really well as well, running this team as a teenager. It's been outstanding.
She has. She's such an exciting player to watch, and, you know, I think she's landed herself in the right system with Shannon. He allows her to, you know, have a little bit of swag, and she's been doing a fantastic job.
So Townsville wearing their black uniforms, the Bendigo Spirit in their blue. As we get ready in the rematch from a couple of nights ago, a 10-point match it was. This young Townsville Fire side have been irresistible at times this season. Bendigo Spirit will have to find a way to resist them if they want their first win. Off and away already. Townsville have stolen possession off the Bendigo Spirit.
first ends. Mackay gave it to Payne. Now to Lauren Nicholson. Trying to work her way around. She just stepped out of play there. Might have been a foot on the line from Lauren Nicholson. Wide berth carrying her out of play on that little move. And so the Spirit here through Todd Hunter. Now to Tessa Lavey. Calvast into Ernst. That was good from Nadine Payne. Got the hand in, won it back. And now Shyla Heal, the excitement machine, will start with a look from 3 and drops it in. Well, if that's the form early on, I'm looking forward to seeing what Shyla Hill can do right through this evening. Sam Woosnam.
I just love the confidence that she has, you know, between the legs, behind the back, pull up 3. What a way to start the game.
Unbelievable, Shyla Hill. Thing of beauty to start. 3 from range. Here's McKay. Payne looking to go back to McKay. Foul called. Lauren Nicholson, top of the key, gives it off to Murray. That one splashes in as well for another 3. A hot start for Townsville.
Very hot start. Bendigo will have to know where the shooters are. It's a little bit difficult when you've got 3 guards that can shoot the 3.
Here goes Goulding, pulls up. That's that one drop in. First points of the night for Bendigo, off the mark. Quickly from one end to the other for Townsville. Comes out to Murray again, who wants another look. How about this? The hot start from Townsville. Putting on a show for their home crowds.
Great start by Mia Murray, and so fantastic to see her back in the league after becoming a first-time mum to little Sid.
Bendigo already, the pressure's on to score. Here's Carly Ernst. Stolen away. Away go the Fire. Nicholson. The lay-in is good. They are pouncing on everything, the Townsville Fire. On offense, the stops on defense. It's as good a start as you want if you're Shannon Seabom. How's that for a steal? Lauren Nicholson, as good as she is on offense, she does a heck of a lot of work on defense as well.
She does do a heck of a lot of work on defense all over the floor. I was fortunate enough to be able to coach her during the last NBL 1 season, and for someone as talented as Lauren is, she's such a hard worker. Absolutely.
She's played, this is her 6th season of WNBL. She played her 100th game last time out as well, so well done to Lauren Nicholson for racking up that milestone in their win against Melbourne. Let's have a listen into Tracy York, the coach of Bendigo.
Yes, you're going to have the ball, so you'll be the same side as Carly. You're going to be this side, you're going to backdoor. Make sure you're low, you release her. So we're going there, coming middle, we want Tessa coming off, we've got to put speed on the rim. After that, I want to get Carly in some of the post situations, so we can have a look at that again. Yeah, look at invert on that one. Spirit on 3, 1, 2, 3. Carry your hands, let's go.
Tracy York coming into the head coaching role at the start of last season, replacing Simon Pritchard. She's coaching her 51st game in the WNBL. What was the message there, Sam?
Just talking about what they're going to run out of this timeout offensively. So I think they're looking to get some penetration on the ring and then wanting to go inside during the next offense to the post.
Lady, top of the key, pass a little too hot. The hands of Cassidy McLean. Already a couple of changes for the Bendigo Spirit. Alicia Frolling's also made her way onto the court. Nadine Payne. Shyla Heal into Lauren Nicholson, backing up into the key, puts the shoulder in. Falling over went McLean. Neither shot was good. One thing I have noticed about Townsville, they've been a team of fascination for me. I've really enjoyed watching them. They are gritty. They are really gritty. They'll put their bodies in. Laura Nicholson, again, showing that she's more than willing to give it and also cop it back the other way in terms of physicality, as Megan Mackay drops her first free throw in.
I've been really loving the work of Megan Mackay as well. Maybe not scoring so many points, but she's, as you say, she's gritty, she's playing her role, doing a great job.
Our debut season of WNBL in Western Australia, Megan Mackay. Was in Germany last year after her spell with St Mary's in the NCAA. Here's Levy, flushed out by Mackay. Levy dips back in, shot clock down to 3, tries to lay it in. And there's a foul in there as well. Alicia Froling. Shyla Hill. Nadine Payne loves a three-point look. That's why. Buries it. Her first attempt. How about that? 4 from 4 from three-point range for Townsville. 16-2 have already opened up a good buffer here. The Spirit, that shot was wayward from the corner. McLean had a look.
They managed to shoot the ball at such a high percentage because they play with confidence, and 2, they really hit the open players and they play really well together as a team.
10-0 scoring run for Townsville. Ernst shares it with Levy, lost the handle. Heel tried to get in. Came off Cassidy McLean's hand last. Can't afford to be sloppy early on, Bendigo. These sides met a few days ago. Bendigo won the first quarter 26-15. The Fire. Shannon Seabom there, the head coach, urging his charges not to make the same mistake this time around. They're certainly not. It's 4 minutes into this first quarter. Nicholson flings out to Payne again, rattles in. Three-point shooting is easy peasy for Townsville.
Wow, what a start.
McLean, the defence is absolutely dogged as well. Look how close they are. The Townsville Fire putting the pressure on and getting the defensive rebound. Payne. Nicholson sprinting back the other way, pulls up for the jump shot. Bounces out.
I think they called her for an offensive foul there, just raising that arm bar and pushing her defender off a little bit.
Just a slight one there, the right hand. That slight counts. 19-2. Both games tonight, earlier on, Melbourne Boomers against the Adelaide Lightning, a 91-51 win. Also treated to a clinical first quarter in that showing. Boomers led 28-8. So we're getting a double dose tonight of first quarter exhibitions. Bendigo ran that one down close on the shot clock. Jenny Rintala. She'll go to the free throw line at Townsville Stadium. 3 from 4 heading into this match from the stripe. Jenny Rintala from Minnesota, USA. Now a dual national, USA Australian. Rattles in. Some much needed points. Bendigo Spirit. Steph Reid already on the floor. That one turned over by Laura Nicholson.
I think Loz was passing to the ref then.
Good handing from Shyla Hill. Gets the steal. Now directing traffic. Beckons Nadine Payne towards her. Nicholson. 2 on the guard. Out to Payne. Just comes out. Did that catch a slight finger on the way through? Might have. Cassidy McLean now. Just took her eye off the ball for a second, which was enough time for Steph Reid to close down and Laura Nicholson to put the pressure on Tessa Lavey.
And I've really been impressed with the time that Steph Reid's been getting with Townsville. I mean, you wouldn't want to be bringing the ball up against her if you're another guard. She's all over you.
She has been one of the, I reckon, one of the better, if not one of the best bench players this season, Steph Reid. The way she contributes. She had a quieter game last time out against the Boomers, but off the bench she's had counts of 13 points and 11 points. Steph Reid as a guard. Nicholson with a long fly, had to get it away quick. Good rebound from Payne. Out to Hill, drops it in. How's the action? Perfect technique from Shyla Hill. 3 points, they're going crazy on the 3-point line. 5 from 7, Townsville to start.
Nice drive.
Rintala, lovely, drops it in. With a bounce pass from Hill, off to Mackay. Correct myself, that was Paige Price on the last score for Bendigo. Off the window, Megan Mackay.
And again, that's a lovely little 2-man game. We've seen in previous games Shyla Hill working that 2-man game with either Megan Mackay or Zatina Okuso. She does a great job of having vision and being able to hit her post players for easy layups.
Megan Mackay's converted 8 from 14 attempts before tonight from free throw territory. What's happening here? Carly Ernst, does she encroach?
I think she did. Or someone did.
Officials maybe having a look at the replay on the sideline, just confirming. So we'll do that again. Megan Mackay, take 2. Doesn't go. Carly Ernst gets the rebound in the end. Into Rintala, underneath the rack. Townsville bench jumping up out of their seats.
Steph Reid with a nice little block there. I'm not sure that's a stat that she gets often in games, but it was, she timed that so well.
Little Steph Reid standing at 168 centimetres against Jenny Rintala. Playing at centre, getting the block. No wonder they were hyped. Bendigo. Through Lavey, pulls up from free throw range. Rolls out. Hill secures the rebounds. Now Nicholson sprinting back down the other end. Nicholson with the layup and in. Clinical. She'll never miss those. Spectacular play from Laura Nicholson. Aggressive from one side to the other. Lavey. It's a neat little screen. Down to Price. Couldn't quite work it around. Zatina Okuso there on for the first time. Comes away with it. Here she is again. Now Hill steps back from 3-point range. First time her radar's been off tonight. Demi Skinner, who has big points in her. She can score well, Demi Skinner. Jenny Rintala throws out an elbow against Okuso. The turn and shoot won't go.
They were bumping each other for a little bit in the post there.
Here goes Hill again. This one's short this time. Now Lavey. She'll pull up for the audacious three. Almost went. Almost nestled into the side of the hoop. Nicholson down the other end. I'll put the commentator's curse on it.
You did, I was about to say.
Tessa Lavey kicks it out to Skinner. Catch and shoot attempt from 3 points. Lavey's there at the fall. Read that well. Good anticipation from Tessa Lavey. And now Skinner underneath the bucket gets it in. And Skinner from Port Lincoln. First Port Lincoln native in the league, in the history of the league. Payne inside to Akuzo, takes a bounce, takes the turn. Great shot to Tina Akuzo.
That was a great start for Tina with that little post move. It's great to see her back out there after injuring her ACL and looking for her to get better and better with each match.
Nice look from Bendigo. That's a good score. Jenny Rintala having an impact. She's played 5 minutes off the bench in this first quarter, and she's leading the way with 4 points for Bendigo. 35 seconds shy of the quarter-time break. Chemist Warehouse WNBL season 2020. The Fire have been supreme in this first term, 27-10. Todd Hunter has to regain the handle to Goulding. The officials have seen something they don't like. Start of play out to Ernst, long range three, won't go, flat the shot, chased down hard by Mary Goulding. So 1 possession left, good hand from Amelia Todd Hunter. Spirit desperately trying to prevent this last score possibly from going in. 17 points the margin now. It's Tina Akuzo. Off to Reeves, who worked the screen well. Now to Nicholson, driving to the inside, kicks out to Payne from 3-point range, gets it to fly in to end the first quarter. That is the story of the first term. 3-pointers from the Townsville Fire. 30-10 is the quarter time score. 6 from 10 from 3-point range for Townsville. 0 from 4 from 3-point range for the Bendigo Spirit. Chemist Warehouse WNBL season. Jordan Canellis and Sam Woosnam with you. The second of the night's double header from the Townsville Stadium. That was fun. 30 points in the first quarter. It might not be so fun for Bendigo, but from a neutral perspective, watching 3-pointers fly in, 6 from 10 as you see, that was good fun from Townsville.
Probably not a lot of fun if you're Bendigo.
No.
Yeah, but that's, you know, a sensational job by Townsville, 6 from 10 from the 3-point line. On the other side of that, though, if you're Bendigo, then you'd like a little bit more hustle in defence. I think they're allowing way too many open shots, so, you know, a bit of effort, get to the shooters and close out hard, make them put the ball on the floor.
Tracy York here, interested in what she has to say at quarter time.
You know, it's going to be a wide open shot. We're going to put some more people under pressure that Ball's just not moving around. Whenever we can, and switching up in there, putting them under some sort of pressure. We've got to carry a high hand each time we go there. We come down like that level's going up. We should be up and in on them. I don't care if we get a foul on composed shot, so we're coming down and trying to get good. I still think we can go inside. Great roll now. But, you know, let's move that side to side. Let's have a look at swing it down on the next one. If we've got the gets action, then get the gets. We'll turn the ball over the hoop. If we're in squeeze, we've got to take them off to the basket and not just block the outside shot. Let's go. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
What could you pick from that, Sam? Tracy York with the quarter-time address.
She was addressing the defence, so the pressure, being aggressive, carrying a high hand to shooters. Interesting enough, when Todd Hunter's on the floor, Bendigo did push up a little bit more, and I would like to see that a bit more from them, just to be a bit more disruptive in defence.
And then Shannon Seabom, we obviously didn't hear what he said, but if you were to predict, what would have been the message?
Keep doing what you're doing. It's working.
As simple as that. 20-point lead at quarter time. Kate Gaze came onto the floor right at the end of the first quarter. There she was, number 11 for Townsville. Here's Atina Akuzo. Tries to roll off her opponent. Got some contact on the way to the bucket. Have a look at the replay here. Carly Ernst. She had a hand on the ball.
So Tina looks like she has got some tape around that shoulder area, so hopefully she's not carrying an injury.
Looks like she's wincing a little bit as well. First is good. Tina Akuzo going at 68% from free throws. Second one didn't drop. Didn't affect the scoreboard last time out. Tina Akuzo, she has been able to contribute some big scores. 21 points is her best return this season. Mary Goulding kicks it out, looking for Price. Long attempts, one back by Gaze. Pass with a lot of heat there for Reed. She had it stolen away from her by Goulding, and now Todd Hunter brings it down. Bounce pass to Goulding, lays it in. Great fast break from the Bendigo Spirit.
That was a great job by Goulding, a real hustle and effort play. She got back for the steal and then finished off with that layup.
Reed, nice little move. Lovely shovel pass to Zatina Akuzo. That's what you can do, Steph Reed. I guess when you're at that height, you can use it to your advantage. Price. To Todd Hunter. Todd Hunter keeps on going. Off the window, wouldn't go in. Reed directing traffic. Pass just a little hot for Lara McSpadden.
The other thing Steph Reed does so well, apart from obviously she's a great shooter, she's a really great offensive player, is she is all over the ball all the time, up in the lanes. So we've seen a lot of time in this game that Bendigo don't even get into their set offense until 10 seconds left in the shot clock.
Levy. Off to Palvast, wants a look, goes for the drive. Goes off the window. Courtney Woods comes up with it. They're also, the Fire are supplementing their three-point shooting with now looking a bit further inside, and we've seen Akuzo and Megan Mackay get involved inside the paint, as is Shyla Heel in the paint. Not a big, doesn't go. But they're able to bring those big players in, and we've seen Akuzo already affect the scoreboard, Sam.
They do, and once the ball goes inside, then that is only going to open up that three-point shot more for them, which is kind of scary.
Here goes Shavana Palvast. Back out to range for Levy, gets the drive, the left-hand layup. That's perfect, Tessa Levy. Did it with emphasis. Now Shyla Heel. Gets inside, low pass to the knees of McSpadden. Around the horn they go to Zatina Akuzo, out to Woods. You've been proven right, Sam.
That was a really nice set. Ball movement, inside, outside game. Wide open three.
Got it into the big in Zatina Akuzo and then back out to Woods with a three. Now Bendigo's turn. Palvast, a good look. And the putback from Mary Goulding. Superbly well done.
Been really impressed with Mary Goulding. First time we're seeing her in the league.
Akuzo, bounce pass. Secondary go. So how do Bendigo try and stop that? The three-point shooting has been fantastic, as we saw in the first quarter. Now they're playing a dynamic game, going inside and outsides, from the smalls to the bigs. How does Bendigo try and at least stop the three-point shooting?
Well, Tracy York mentioned a little bit in her timeout of applying pressure, so those passes aren't so easy to make to open shooters. And then when you know you're closing out to a shooter, you've got to close out with a high hand and make them put the ball on the floor.
20 points the difference. Early stages, second term. Levy had a couple of layups go for her tonight. That one didn't. In fact, just the one from the last offensive possession. In close is McSpadden. Good defence. Carly Ernst got the hand in the way, blocked the shot. Here she is again, Ernst on the outside. Price into Froling. Sharing it around here, but not making too many inroads on this possession, and that was a bad pass from Mary Goulding. Hit the heel of Okuzo. Shyla Hill dips in and out, kicks it out. Three-pointer, no good from Gaze. So 36-16 at the timeout. In this quarter, it's actually been even scoring, 6 points apiece in the second term, but that's a 20-point advantage at quarter time. Still holds here for the Townsville Fire. Nadine Payne leads the way with 9 points. 3-pointers. Leah Murray has 6. Mary Goulding has 6 for Bendigo, leading their count. Carly Ernst has 4 rebounds. Shyla Hill has 3 rebounds as well. The major stat leaders at the timeout. Shannon Seabold.
Right, we're just going to swing it. Right, go and set your pick. Okay, you're going to come off, Shy, just drift. Oh, sorry. Stay there, right? Come off, just explore the paint. Lara, just roll to like that. So half roll, we're going to throw it, and now come straight back and flare, and then swing. Okay, so you're going to hit, so we're in reverse. Casey's coming off, she's going to just explore here, throw to you, and then Lara's going to come flare screen for it for herself. Okay, right? Hey, let's go diamond here. Right, diamond. Just go.
Townsville, wow.
Townsville Fire head coach Shannon Seabold, assisted this year by Luke Brennan and Tanya Baxter. What was he saying there, exploring the paint? Sam?
Exploring the paint, so they're going to look at a side pick and roll screening action to really explore the paint by the person coming off that screen and roll, and then looking for a flare screen for a shooter if that's not on.
So to explain further, is that the inside-outside move you were talking about?
No, it's not. This is just outside on the wing, so they set a back pick as such for a play to flare for a shot. So if they don't get that inside drive, I think we might see another three-point attempt.
Bendigo Spirit down the other end. As we've seen in this second term, they've shown that dynamic play, going to the inside in the paint, as Shannon Seabold said, and then possibly opening up the opportunity for the three-point shooter, which they've been able to find form in. So that's something that Bendigo has to try and keep from happening. But how do you do that when you are firing them from all angles and all ranges, Townsville? Mary Goulding, 8 points, converting both from that visit, leading the way on the tally for Bendigo. Fast break down the other end. Long passes into the hands of Gaze. Then Heel, McSpadden, and now Woods, who from 3 might have just had a toe inside. Long range 2 didn't go either way. Carly Ernst to Goulding. Sticks out the arm on Woods, pushes in and converts.
It was a really nice drive. She just hesitated, let her player go by her, and then stepped around for the layup.
Woods backing away. They've left some space for McSpadden there, Townsville. Good defence in the end, desperation. They came across to cover Bendigo. Now Ernst from three-point range. Bounces out. Spins away, kept in play by Gaze. Heel brings it back down. Little manoeuvre on Carly Ernst. A reverse layup, got blocked. Gaze had it stripped as she went to fire. Heel did well to keep it in the front court. Shyla Heel driving inside the paint. Shot clock runs out. And that was all right from that defensive end for Bendigo. They prevented Townsville a couple of times.
It was, and they just need to string more of those defensive stops together, you know, to work away at this lead. They need to get consecutive stops and consecutive scores.
Carly Ernst has 2 blocks to her name. So 16 points. They are making inroads, as you can see there in the second term. 10-6 this quarter, which is positive. It's been a slightly below par scoring quarter, but that's, I guess, because of the increased defensive efforts from the Spirit.
Yeah, definitely has been. They've lifted on the defensive end. I think Townsville have rotated a fair bit as well in this game, so we'll see what Shannon says in this timeout.
Mary Goulding has the 10 points. She's actually looked pretty, very useful going inside with those layup drives. Would they look to get more out of her, more output from that play?
Yeah, I think definitely a lot of her stuff just comes from hard work. So, you know, there was a play where she chased down the player with the ball, got a tip from behind, and then ended up getting a layup. And a lot of her stuff comes from hard work. So I'd definitely like to see some more stuff ran for her.
Just her first season in the WNBL, Mary Goulding, but has some experience overseas in Sweden and spent 4 years in the college system as well. She captains her college side. Here she is, Mary Goulding. Oh, lost the handle that time. As soon as you pump them up.
Shyla Heel, we spoke about it before with Steph Reed as well. Just that tag team of guards, really aggressive all over the board, resulting in that steal, and unfortunately fouled her with no one in front, so it sends Shyla to the foul line.
No good first time, Shyla Heel. And second one bounces out as well. Shyla Heel with 5 points so far. When they met last time, a 10-point win for Townsville. Shyla also had a rather quiet first half as far as scoring goes. And then she exploded in the second half. There goes Shyla Heel, the double team. Smothered away, and it's worked out here for Bendigo. Now Goulding can consolidate, but she can't. The layup didn't go.
So unfortunate, Bendigo. They did such a good job, and what we keep speaking about trapping and being aggressive, and got the steal and just couldn't convert the layup.
Yeah, those are the ones you've got to put in. It's a gimme. Mary Goulding, the layups tonight have been good that time.
You might have cursed her as well, Jordan. You were just saying how good her layups were.
I think I'll just stop now. So last couple of visits from both sides have come up with Zilcho. Shyla Heel from the free throw line, and then Mary Goulding on that visit. Townsville to Heel. There we go. Now she's starting to fire up. Shyla Heel started the game hot when they were knocking down three-pointers early in the first. Hasn't hit the scoreboard in a couple of minutes, and now she does.
I notice Townsville have their starters back on again now, so they're really looking to close out this second half.
Demi Skinner off the lip. Seabom, former Sydney coach. Also had time coaching the under-17s, the women's side, Australia. Townsville, Shyla Hill again from three-point range. Spins out, offensive board for McKay. Hill again, another look. Murray, Nicholson, left-hand dribble. Mid-range two doesn't go. They get another offensive rebound again. Recycling these plays, Townsville. And now the inside pass to McKay's a good one. Smart work from Shyla Hill with the low bounce pass. McKay spawned up underneath the bucket. Carly Ernst has a look, bounces off the orange. Shyla Hill again, Nadine Payne. Nicholson back out to Payne, near the corner. She's a specialist three-point shooter, Nadine Payne.
It's such a hard action to defend as well when you have guards that can shoot the ball, get to the basket, but also bigs that can pop for those shots.
4 from 5 from three-point range. Nadine Payne, 12 points. Kicked out. That's a good look as well for Bendigo. 3 points for Demi Skinner. Demi Skinner's up to 5 points. It's 1 of 10 for Bendigo, their first 3-point made for the evening. Bendigo Spirit in bonus territory here, so down the other end they go for a visit to the free throw line for Townsville. Made both of them count too. Mary Goulding's given away 2 fouls. Tessa Lavy's given up 2 fouls as well.
They're both still on as well, so they would not want to pick up a 3rd foul before half-time.
Shavana Palvas, shot clock ticking down. The pass is too heavy. Is that a problem that occurs too often for Bendigo, where they get themselves into desperation because they look up and suddenly there's 5 seconds left on the shot clock?
I think so, and that comes down to Townsville's pressure up the floor on the ball handler, and it's taking them too long to get into their offensive sets.
Mia Murray lets fly.
I think that was Mia's first miss for tonight from the 3-point line.
Yes, you're right. 2 from 3 now, Mia Murray. Mary Goulding the crossover on Steph Reid. Back to Goulding from Lavey. Bit of body work on Reid, almost went toppling over, but Reid has the last laugh in the end. Drives it down into Nicholson, smart around the corner to McKay. Score won't count. It's a blistering drive, though, from one end to the other. They've done that so often at times tonight, Sam, where the ball movement from under one rack to the other, they just move it with so much pace, Townsville.
They do, and again, that was on the back of Steph Reid's defence. She was all over the ball. She stayed with it on that drive, got the steal, and now they're at the foul line.
Megan McKay, being one of the front court players, finds herself involved in free throws quite a lot, so she's had plenty of attempts this season. And she makes good on the first visit. Got lucky on the second one too. Need to find something here, Bendigo, before the break. That one won't go. Steph Reid will hold it here and try and eat into the clock before half-time. 25-point leads for Townsville. Out to Payne from three-point range. A dagger before the main break. Nadine Payne, 15 points. All from the three-point arc. She's had 5 for the night. That's an emphatic way to end the second quarter. The Townsville Fire doing it from all ranges, from all angles, inside, in the paint, under the bucket, three-pointers at half-time. It's Bendigo, 23, Townsville, 51.
$28 points the lead at halftime for the Townsville Fire. What a showing. Three-point shooting has been clinical tonight from the home side. 51-23 is the halftime score. The Bendigo Spirit finding themselves in a bit of trouble. They were leading at halftime the last time these two sides met by 7 points. It was 47-40 on that occasion. This time, Sam Woosnam, it's 51-23. Townsville, from a neutral perspective, as we said at quarter time, it's not fun if you're a Bendigo fan, but for Townsville fans or just the neutrals, this has been a fun game to watch. Three-pointers is why you want to watch basketball. Entertainment plus.
It definitely is. And, you know, they've definitely put on a shooting display here again, like they have in other games this season as well. But, you know, we speak about the outside players, but it really makes a difference when the likes of Megan McKay and Zatina Akuso are making targets inside the paint as well. It really opens up those three-point shooters. So then the defence has to make a decision. Are we going to pack the paint or are we going to close out to shooters?
So the three-point scorers from that first half, Nadine Payne, 5 from 6 attempts. Then there was 2 three-pointers made for each of Shyla Hill, Mia Murray. And then also Courtney Woods had 1 from her two attempts from the three-point arc. But it hasn't just been the three-point shooting. They changed things up. They were dynamic in that second quarter. First quarter was just... They were hot all round. They were almost heat-checking themselves and they were still going in, the Townsville Fire. But then they started working in those big players. As you said, Megan McKay, Zatina Akuso in that second quarter, and they were working it into the paint as well. This goes to show the versatility that Shannon Seabohm has at his disposal with Townsville.
He really does, and that's what's going to make them, you know, a tough opponent into finals. If fingers crossed for them, they make finals. But for any team that comes up against them, you know, to Bendigo's credit, they haven't given up. They're still trying. They have, you know, pressed up the floor a little bit more a few times. But I think an example of it was on that last play before half-time. There was a double team, but then there was no rotation. So they really need the rotations to close out to those three-point shooters.
Some of the players off the bench I haven't minded, to be fair, for Bendigo. Actually, I thought they've given a positive contribution on the floor. Jenny Rintala came off the bench. Demi Skinner's been pretty good as well. What do they need to do here, Bendigo? We can go into this, I guess, in a bit of detail. There hasn't been, I guess, as much luck for them. They've had a couple of looks. We'll get their stats up in a second. From field goal range, they're 17 from 35. Pardon me, that's Townsville. 9 from 31 is Bendigo, 29%. What's the main flaw, I guess, as we have a look at those numbers here from Bendigo?
Well, you know, as you said, I think some of the bench players have come in and done a great job, but I'm looking at the starters, the more experienced players like Carly Ernst, Tessa Levy. Those are the kind of players that really need to step up, and, you know, they've struggled a little bit in the first half, so if Bendigo are going to make roads into this lead that Townsville had, then that's those kind of players that really need to lead by example and step up for their team. Yeah,
that's actually a pretty stark look when you have a look at the starting players. You've got Mary Goulding's had 10 points, and then 0 points all around for Todd Hunter, Palvas and Ernst, and then Tessa Levy's just had the 2 points for her so far. Numbers, generally speaking, are kind of even when you look past the shooting. So rebounds, turnovers are all pretty good. Assists, though, 16-6. So the Townsville Fire, and they've done this multiple times across their opening 6 games this season, they are a team who work really well across the board. They're a good teamwork team, which is what you need in basketball.
They are, and we spoke about that in the last game as well. So that really definitely, that stat line does highlight how well the 16 assists, they are working together as a team.
7 steals to 2 is another one. There's been a couple of times where Bendigo have just gone to sleep from time to time, and players like Shyla Hill and Steph Reid here and Lauren Nicholson have been able to get a hand in and take the ball away. They've just been a little sloppy on that point from Bendigo, but it's also great awareness from Townsville.
They have, and we just see in the highlight of Steph Reid, then she's a player that is in your pocket always on defence, and she's generated a lot from getting those steals and just being all over the ball. So that guard rotation that they have, they all seem to be able to apply that ball pressure, and it's doing wonders for their team.
Absolutely. Is there a weakness in this Townsville side, if you were to pick one, because they've been so good in a lot of the games we've seen? 4-2 record heading into tonight. If this trend is to continue, it'll be 5-2 by the end of the evening. Where is the weak point? Where does Bendigo try and target the soft underbelly of Townsville, if there is one? There has to be one, surely.
I think there is one with Townsville. I sometimes look at them and think they may be a little undersized, but not when coming up against teams like Bendigo. But Bendigo just have to leave it all out on the floor. As I said, some leadership from their more experienced players, and just get after them. You're
definitely not going to find a weakness in Shyla Hill's game. She's been spectacular. She had a slow start last time these sides met a couple of days ago. She was on the scoreboard early, and she was more of a contributor in the middle of that first half, and then hit the scoreboard again late with a couple of three-point looks. 8 points, as you see there. 5 rebounds as well. She's been good under the boards. She's, for a 19-year-old, and sometimes you do forget she's a teenager, given she's already standing up as seemingly one of the elite players in the competition. Not to put the pressure on the teenager, but she's handling the responsibility really well.
She is, and I think she has that personality that she's not going to put too much pressure on herself. She's definitely a baller, and she's been doing a fantastic job for someone her age.
Where does her future lie? How much? The future is bright, I suppose, for Shyla Hill, because she could go anywhere. But if she is to become an Opal, will she go to the WNBA? Where is the ceiling?
I think so. I think really the sky's the limit for her. She has the skill set. She can penetrate. She can shoot the ball. She can distribute the ball to her teammates. So I definitely she's an Opal in the making, if not an Opal for Tokyo. There you go. I called it. But yeah, definitely I can see her playing in the WNBA for sure.
Plenty of matches to come up in round 3 as well. This is just the second day of round number 3. Lots of great matches to come up over the next couple of nights. Perth and the Southside Flyers. Perth had their first win the other day. Southsides. Bendigo Spirit against Adelaide. So we saw Adelaide earlier this evening. Bendigo obviously now at half-time. They'll have to back up again and play tomorrow at this same venue. Perth Lynx, I've got a tough run. Southside, as I just said. The Capitals up next as well. And then Townsville and the Southside Flyers. That should be a really good game, actually. Townsville and Southside. How do you see those two sides matching up?
Yeah, Southside won the last game against them, but again, it was a good game. And I actually think that Nadine Payne sat out that game. So if both sides are at full strength, that's definitely my game to watch coming up.
Yep, absolutely. The Perth Lynx, they're down the bottom. They've got a win to their name. They beat Bendigo the other night, but a pretty tricky run coming up for them. The Southside Flyers, generally speaking, so we're at pretty much the halfway mark of the season. Most teams have played sort of 6 games now. We're all sort of, apart from Adelaide, obviously, have played pretty much 6 games and 13 games for the season, so we're at just about halfway. If you were to give your assessment of the halfway mark of the season, where does the league sit, I guess? You've got your contenders, you've got a couple of teams down the bottom, but I reckon there's a big pool of teams in the middle on the ladder that you can throw a blanket over, and any way you match them up, you'll get a good matchup.
Definitely. I think the level of all of the games this season have been fantastic, and it's so good that we get to view so many of them. For me, the Caps are really a standout at the moment, as well as the Fire. But then, depending on what happens with Lightning over the next couple of games, you've got the Lightning, the Boomers, the Flyers, all vying for those final spots.
You've got the Capitals on top of the ladder at the moment, 5-1. So this is at the end of the previous game after Melbourne beat Adelaide by 40 points. So the Capitals now take top spot, 5-1 win-loss. The Fire here, I think this is a predictive ladder, so they would be 5-2 if they win this game. So this is as it stands at the moment, 5-2. at the Townsville Fire. 2-1 the Lightning with those games in hand. The Boomers and the Flyers are both 4-2. So that pretty much is your top 5, and then you look at that and you go, well, you can play any of those 4 or 5 teams against each other, and you'll get a great match. And then you got Sydney, who are 2-4. As a general comment, where are the Flames at the moment? They've got a bit of talent in them where they can go and win, but maybe the depth is their main struggle point against some of these really deep sides like the two Melbourne teams, the Boomers and Southside.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying the Flames. I've really been enjoying their style of play. I think it's exciting. You know, they get off the floor. I've been impressed with a few of their players. You know, in particular, the rebounding machine, Annalie Maley. She's left Southside and went to Sydney this year. I think she's been doing a fantastic job. You know, and they're young, and I think it's definitely a team that Katrina Hibbert can build from. If I see them making the 4, then I would say no. But however, I do see them upsetting some teams for the rest of the season. And
so at the halfway point of the season, who's been the breakout players? If you don't have to pick one, you can pick a couple if there's a couple that come to your mind. But the breakout players this season, some young players, some returning players, as we've had obviously with the COVID-19 situation, a lot of homecoming players who have been the breakout stars in the first half of the season.
Well, I think there's a few. I don't think you can go past Madison Roche from the Cats. She's had a fantastic season. And also Jade Melbourne. So there's these 2 younger players on the Cats teams that, you know, have been a highlight for me. But as I said, I'm loving all the league. I think there's fantastic players across the board. So
half-time here as the sides come back out at Townsville Stadium for the start of the second half. It is the Bendigo Spirit finding themselves down 23-51. The Townsville Fire leading this second half, about to begin. Chemist Warehouse WNBL season 2020.
Shannon Seabong and Tracy York with their final words before the second half commences. So what's the focus on now for the Townsville Fire? They've got this game where they want it. They've got Bendigo by the scruff of the neck. What's the objective here for the Fire? Obviously, to win is the main objective, but aside from that, what are they looking to do here, Townsville, in the second half?
I definitely think they'll be after a really good start coming out after half-time, and then we spoke about load management. I actually think that we will see Shannon Seabond rest some of his players that played big minutes, and they obviously have some pretty important games coming up.
So they're led by 20 points at quarter time, Townsville. And now 27 points is the difference at half-time. Mary Goulding, 10 points, leading the way for Bendigo. Nadine Payne leads the match, though, with 15 points as your individual top scorers. First possession here, Bendigo. Palvas gave it away the outside. Carly Ernst knocks it down from 3-point range. And that's her first 3 for the evening. Had 3 attempts in the first half, none of them dropped in. Good start, though, for Bendigo. Nadine Payne will answer back at the other end. Untouchable Nadine Payne. 6 from 7. Incredible.
She's having such a great season.
Carly Ernst on the turn and shoot. Fadeaway jumper. Shyla Hill brings it back after no score. Here's Nicholson. Bit of contact as Nicholson and Payne were crisscrossing.
It's nice to see Carly Ernst from Bendigo come out more aggressive. She hit the opening 3 and then, you know, took the ball inside then as well, the previous possession.
To the corner for Murray. Back out to Nicholson from the wing. Bounces out. Ernst picks it down. Lavey back out of the traffic. Ernst goes back into it. Tessa Lavey again. The general on the floor for Bendigo. Lavey pulls up, long two. One back by Goulding. Got a hold in there on Murray. Against... wrestling for the ball. Nicholson, Heel, crossing over, getting away underneath the hoop and dropping it in. Shyla Heel laying it in, twisting Bendigo inside and out.
Yeah, we see that so often from Shyla. She, I think she spent a lot of time in lockdown working on her handles, and she's just manages to split the defense all the time.
Incredible hands from Shyla Heel. Great control down the other end. Amelia Todhunter. Spectacular three. First points of the night for Amelia Todhunter. And now the starters are starting to have an impact. Ernst and Todhunter getting on the board in the third quarter for the Spirit. Shyla Heel again trying to bamboozle Tessa Lavey, the three. Bounced off the iron twice. Nicholson. Payne. Sharp pass inside to McKay. Back out to Murray. Carly Ernst. And we get a visit to the line. Payne there, just a little push as Ernst was making her way to the inside.
She's had a much better start, Carly Ernst, to this second half. I'd really like her to do this from the start of the game, to come out more aggressive.
First one's good. Five points for the match, Carly Ernst. Big cross-court pass from Payne. Shyla Heel leading the way for Townsville in tandem with Lauren Nicholson here on the ball. Pulls up for the mid-range two. Heel knocks it back to Nicholson. Sharing it between themselves. Now McKay into the corner. Looking for Gaze. Rolls out. Combination of Shyla Heel and Lauren Nicholson. Sam, it's hard to stop when they start picking the ball between each other.
It really is, you know, and then you add Mia Murray in there as well. Steph Reed coming off the bench. They have really good depth.
Goulding looking to her left. Ernst. Get it back here, Bendigo. Oh, McLean lost the handle. Taken away by Heel. Shyla Heel, left-handed layup, doesn't go. McKay gets it back. The putback is good. And they do convert from the steal. Townsville. Timeout called. That's a confident sapper for Bendigo, losing the ball in that manner and then getting driven back the other way by the Fire.
Well, it is, and full credit to the Fire, you know, to have this lead, but they're still hustling on every possession. You know, Bendigo have been lucky a couple of times. They've given up offensive rebounds, and the Fire hasn't converted on that possession. 24 points to 4 from turnovers in favour of Townsville, which just goes to show how successful they have been. They've had 9 steals to 3, and so a lot of those steals and a lot of those turnovers that Bendigo have conceded, the Fire have definitely made the most of.
We're going nuclear, all right, so go strong side. We want to pass and cut. We got Mary, it doesn't matter either of you two on the side, you're a forward player, okay? You can get it through some hands, not to the 3 side, the 2 side, and coming back. Here we go,
Tracy York, the head coach of the Bendigo Spirit. What's the message there at the timeout?
That was offensive, focused on offense. So she spoke about getting ball movement, reversal of the ball, and going to their strong side.
That's the voice of Sam Woosnam here on WNBL coverage across KO Sports. Chemist Warehouse season. Cassidy McLean here for the Spirit. Passing it around quickly here. Ernst, a little bit too quick for their own good in the end. Bendigo taken away by Townsville. Payne to Nicholson. There's a lane there. She drives to the inside, threw out an arm, put it in. Aggressive stuff again from Lauren Nicholson. Bustling Mary Goulding out of the way.
It was, and it's a bit of a trademark for Nicholson. She does such a good job of penetrating really hard to the basket, absorbing that contact, and still being able to finish off.
A chance to make this a 30-point lead, Townsville. Lauren Nicholson, 75% from the stripe this season. 2 from 2 tonight, as you see down there. There you go, 30 points the difference. Frolling's pass a little heavy, and Tala couldn't quite get there. That was tight but neat along the baseline from Gaze to find McKay. He has it here at the top of the arc. Gaze again. Heel. Calls for the screen, gets it. Drives on Rintala into the corner. Nicholson. Lauren Nicholson from 3 points.
I think Townsville are switching up what they're doing on defence. We saw in that last possession that Charlotte Hill was face guarding Tessa Levy, so it's probably a good time for them to experiment with a few things defensively.
Skinner drops it over the top for Rintala. McLean was looking for the go. Tough stuff on the inside underneath the board. Townsville Fire coming in off winning 3 of their last 4 games, having beaten in reverse order Melbourne, Bendigo, and then Sydney, with a loss to the Southside Flyers wedged in between that. Lauren Nicholson had 24 points against the Melbourne Boomers the other night. She's up to 12 this evening. Payne, McKay, back to the outside. How's that for movement from Townsville? Out, in, back out. Kate Gaze makes no mistake. And now Bendigo. Layup from Levy. A good effort. Not quite enough. Heel has it stolen away from her. The first time that's happened to her this game, probably this season to be fair. And they make it count, Bendigo as well. Paige Price. Part of that action. Payne to McKay. Puts it in. Took a little step around Rintala. And she's been excellent. Underneath the hoop, Megan McKay. Those are points number 12 for her tonight, to go with her 5 rebounds.
She's doing a fantastic job, but I think this is really highlighting how well Townsville played together as a team. The possession before, the ball went inside and then came out and hit a 3-point shooter. That time inside, and they get a score from in the paint, an M1.
And this score is getting out of control here for Bendigo, 70-33. 37-point lead, and it's about to get even worse. Stolen back, Steph Reid lays it in easy for Steph Reid and Townsville. It wasn't ugly already for Bendigo, unfortunately. It's in that territory now. Throwing though. Almost a little half travel there. Lavey. Shot clock running down, has to get it up in time. Dids. There was a finger in the way. Impeded the layup. .5-0 scoring run at the moment for Townsville. Overall score this quarter, 19 to, actually, I beg your pardon, this is 22-10. 22-10. In the third quarter alone in favour of the Fire. Reed's adventurous pass. Woods. Bounces back out. Lavey. Todd Hunter. In the traffic, put it up. Wouldn't register though.
Steph Reid is such a great example for young players watching at home, someone that works hard on both ends of the floor and is absolutely relentless in defense.
Who do you reckon, if I was to put it to you now on the spot, so apologies to throw you on under the bus, but who's leading the 6th player of the year?
Oh, you really did?
Yeah.
Put me on the spot.
I'll give you time to think about it. Here is
I'll think about it.
Bendigo getting the takeaway. Lavey. Price. Lavey again. Close guard here from Reid, so Lavey has to go. Goes in, back out. Piper Dunlop's on the court. She's been there for about 2 minutes. That jumper won't go. Reid again down the other end. She's got support in the form of Woods. She won't need it. Steph Reid doing it all herself. Absolute workhorse, Stephanie Reid.
She is. I'll give the 6th Man of the Year award to her tonight. It might change next game, but she's doing a fantastic job right now.
No, I'll take that. That's the reason why I asked. She's been superb off the bench, Steph Reid. 4 points tonight, but her contribution has meant a lot more. 4 assists, 2 steals, a block as well. Steph Reid getting it done on all fronts. Nadine Payne leading the way with 18 points. Megan McKay has 13. Lauren Nicholson, 12. Double-double watch as well for Nadine Payne. 18 points, 7 rebounds, so she's getting close. Courtney Woods. Bendigo now have given away the 5 fouls, so bonus points. Good on both for Courtney Woods. Townsville have just given away the 1 foul in this quarter. Price into the corner. Knocked down by Todd Hunter.
That was a nice penetration. Great hit for that 3 by Todd Hunter.
Payne. 3-point range. This one won't go. A rare miss. It's a rare blemish for Nadine Payne. Todd Hunter to Dunlop. Now Lavey wanted to pull up out of off balance, gave it to Dunlop instead, who makes good on the lay-in. First points for the night for Piper Dunlop. 17 years old, Piper Dunlop. First season of the competition. Steph Reid, little give off to McSpadden, the reverse layup. Points keep on flying in for Townsville. End of the third quarter. One last attempt for Levy, and that should drop in. Yes, I think it will. Or will it? Maybe it won't. Yes, it will in the end. 38 points is the difference at three-quarter time. Townsville 78, Bendigo 40. They have run roughshod over the Bendigo Spirit. Townsville have been superb. Look at the numbers there, 27-17 in that third quarter. That was clinical stuff again from Townsville, flexing their muscle this season. What are the major takeaways in that third quarter for you, Sam? 10-point winners in that quarter, Townsville.
Again, just the teamwork from Townsville. I spoke about the inside-outside game. You know, the ball go inside, outside, they'll hit a three. The next time down the floor, same kind of sets, but then, you know, the inside players are scoring. For Bendigo, though, to their credit, they're not giving up. I know you spoke about at halftime these players off the bench that are having some contributions. I think they're doing a great job. And, you know, even looking at their bench, they still have a lot of energy. So we just listen to Tracy now.
Don't allow layups. Then we had two there. She just does the reverse. No one sinking in. Yeah. Well, then we just whatever. But we, as a whole team, we've got to sort some of this stuff out. Don't just take wild, off-balance shots. That's not good either. I know we've got intent to drive hard, but if it's not a good shot, then it's not a good shot. Then we pull it out and we make something else happen. Yeah. But create it from your defense. All right. So don't force a shot. I prefer a shot clock violation than some shit going up and then we're chasing down the other end. Anytime that quick guard is going like that, you did well, you came back on it. Just come back and gap and make it pass over your hands. All right, next we'll do our horn set. Okay, then we're going to do a go strong side. I want that nice hard cut, screen and roll.
Tracy York there using some colourful language in her address, but it's honest and it's truthful, and I guess it sort of shows that she wants her players to think differently in how they go about shooting.
Definitely, and you know, she's coaching for the next game. You know, they don't want to create bad habits by forcing up, you know, ugly and bad shots and bring that in as a regular thing.
So a 38-point lead at the start of the last here for Townsville, putting an emphasis on offense and defense as they have done all season, Townsville. They get the second look here, Bendigo. Good score to start the last quarter. Alicia Froling puts it in. Here's Reid. Gaze. McKay. McSpadden. Reid once more. Into McKay. She's got McSpadden moving under the bucket if she wants. Rintaler's putting the block on and did well in the end. Jenny Rintaler, along with the rest of the Bendigo defense, to time the fire out.
They did. That was a great defensive effort by them.
Froling dishes off to McLean. Now to Rintala. Price. Froling. The movement's positive here for Bendigo. Todd Hunter's shot wouldn't go. Does that shot fit in with what Tracy York was billing for at three-quarter time?
Well, I think Tracy was more talking about the driving through the key and throwing up wild shots from that. So I don't think that was a terrible shot, but she might have a different opinion to me.
It was there. It was there for Todd Hunter. Reid's moving into the traffic, found McSpadden open. And she converts. McLean here. High defense set by Townsville as Todd Hunter goes down in back play. players in foul trouble on the court at the moment. Todd Hunter has the most with 2. Here's Rintala. Price into Todd Hunter again off the glass. And she'll get a visit. No good from Todd Hunter, first up. Second one's all right. Some points on the board early. Down the other end though, quick counter. Megan McKay puts it in.
That was a nice press banker by the Townsville Flyer. The Bendigo Spirit were in a bit of a press then, and it resulted in an easy layup.
The only player in foul trouble at the moment is Mary Goulding with the 4. She's not on the court at the moment. Tessa Lavey has 3. Timeout taken. I reckon we'll see some of those players rested now for Townsville. I know they haven't got any of their starting 5 on the court at the moment. I reckon it will stay that way for most of the last quarter here, Sam.
Yeah, I think so. I can't see the need for those players to come back on, especially with the way that their bench contributes. It'd be really good for those players to get some extra minutes under their belts as well.
Shannon Seaborn, head coach of the Fire.
If we go into like any high pivot roll and dropping, right, let's try and get a goal tap. Right, so come pick, right, Steph, you come off and set, keep your man on your back, right, if they're dropping, Meg, you just roll straight into it, come up there, and see if you can get one. Right, but otherwise just play and chase the play. Go. Good job.
What was the message from Shannon?
Talking about their 2-man game, so the on-ball screen with the guard, and just the way the Spirits are defending it and what will be open for them. So it's really good insight for the players.
So as we said, all of the starting 5 are off the court at the moment. Reed, Woods, Gaze, McSpadden and Okuzo are on. I'll be keeping in mind I've got a double header coming up in the weekend ahead to Townsville. Reed gives it off to Gaze from long range, deposits it for 3. All net for Kate Gaze. Paige Price brings it down the other end. Now to McLean. Todd Hunter. Froling, bounce pass. Picked off by McSpadden. Reed into McSpadden. Now to Gaze. Woods to the inside, runs into a dead end. And that was a travel called on Courtney Woods.
I've really liked Amelia Todd Hunter's work this quarter. She's hit a couple of shots, and she's also one of those guards that works hard on defense. She comes up with a lot of steals.
Here she is. Works it off the screen, pass underneath the rack. Scramble forward at ground level. Paige Price. Shannon Seaborn has to be happy. 40+ points at the moment. They do have a couple of days off, Townsville now. So they've got 3 days off before their game on Saturday. Next up against Southside. How good will that fixture be? Second time meeting this season. And then Sydney the day after on Sunday for the Fire. Okay, we'll get a second look. Second one's good to go.
I mean, that's hard work and determination by McKay. You know, she's surrounded by 3 Bendigo players. She gets her own rebound and goes up for the N1.
Using her experience, Megan McKay, even at the age of 23, but having played in America and in Europe against a much younger opponent, Piper Dunlop, 17-year-old. Todd Hunter. Dunlop. Todd Hunter again. Shot clock down to 5. The layup. Dunlop lost it in the traffic. Woods to Reed. Back to Woods, who likes to look from 3-point range, but closely guarded on that occasion. Shavana Palvast. New to the Bendigo team this season. Shavana from Waitakere, New Zealand. Out to Woods in the corner. That's her favourite spot. Drops it straight in for 3. Townsville Fire are now on ton watch. Triple figures not far around the corner. Here is Palvast to McLean. Decent look, but wayward shot. Reed down the other end. Steps back. McSpadden. Oh, Woods again.
Heat check.
Yeah, wants to go for the 2 this time. Took the percentage play. Drove to the inside, took a bounce, got in there. Courtney Woods up to 10 points.
She's been really impressive off the bench as well. She might be another one in line for your 6th player of the year.
She might well be. She might well be the Queensland native. She's the all-time record holder for 3 points. 3-pointers made for Northern Illinois, where she spent her years up until the end of early this year, as a matter of fact, before she joined the WNBL. Her impact off the bench has been phenomenal so far this season.
Go Meg, Lara, Courtney, Kate, Steph. So throw it to Meg. Casey, you're sweeping through. Lara, pick away from court. Curl. Right, Steph, you're out. Lara, pop. Right, throw it to her. Let's get this. So catch it on the 3, Meg. So this back pick, set it high, right on her defender's back. So now you're cutting off. If she's open, throw it. You've got pop. We've got punch in or the 2-man game with Lara. And I'm going to
Townsville, fire!
Shannon Seabong with his message at the timeout. The scoring spread of Townsville, as it has been, they've done this a couple of times now, and they've got 5 separate scorers in double digits, Townsville. The highest of them, Megan McKay and Nadine Payne with 18. 12 points for Laura Nicholson, 10 points for Shyla Hill, and now Courtney Woods after that 3-pointer. So again, they've spread the scoring around on what has been a profitable night for Townsville. Up by 50. Amelia Todd Hunter banging away inside the 3-point line. No score though. Back down the other end. Courtney Woods wants a bit more. The reverse layup was blocked. Maybe nodding in realisation she might have bit off more than she could chew.
I think so.
Shavana Palvast. Gave it to Dunlop, back to Palvast, to the baseline. The turn, the jump. No score. The difficult thing now is this kind of loss, 50 points at the moment, with still plenty of time to go here for Townsville. As for Bendigo, they've got to back this up tomorrow. They've got a game against Adelaide, so 24 hours away is Kate Gaze. Keeps on dropping threes for Townsville, up to 96.
And that was actually the play that Shannon drew up on the whiteboard, that timeout. So he's obviously using this as a chance to get through some of the sets.
Flies out of Jenny Rintala's hands. How do Bendigo now back this up tomorrow against Adelaide, who themselves have come off a big loss early tonight, 40 points against the Melbourne Boomers they lost to earlier this evening. Both of those sides really have got to try and regroup and regather and front up again for more basketball tomorrow in Townsville.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the beauty of this format. You can't dwell about losses. They just need to get on with it. Both teams tomorrow need to come out with a positive attitude.
Stolen off the inbounds. For Townsville, driving her way to the bucket was Shana Thompson. On for her first appearance of the season. Wasn't successful on the drive. Shana Thompson, 20-year-old from Hobart. Good to see a Tasmanian in the WNBL. There's not a heap of them. Long time spent with the Hobart Chargers down in Tassie. Lets loose here, Thompson, from three-point range. Here's Rintala. Hook shot. No good. Visit to the line for Jenny Rintala. 6 points tonight for her.
It's really good to see this 5 on the floor for Bendigo, you know, playing the game out. They're still going hard. It'd be quite easy just to throw in the towel, but they're not, which is a good sign.
In a way, are they playing for a position in the starting 5?
I think they're definitely playing for more minutes, this group.
Good ball movement here from Townsville. Cross-court ball from Woods to Thompson, now to Reed. Tries to roll off Todd Hunter. Finds a bit of space, Stephanie Reed, from three-point range. Amelia Todd Hunter brings it down the floor. Shavana Palvast had her back turns. Luckily for Bendigo, comes back to Todd Hunter. Now to Froling, the spin move and the hook shot which goes in. That was wonderful from Alicia Froling.
That was a beautiful move, wasn't it?
Reed, good vision out. Gives it off and it drops in for Kelsey McDermott, who makes her debut. 20 seconds on the court and opens her career with a three-pointer. Two debutantes laid on, Shana Thompson, Kelsey McDermott, who as a matter of fact is from Mackay, so she might see some game time in her hometown this season.
It's an example of really staying ready to play as well. You know, hasn't had much time all year, gets her chance to come on and is ready and knocks down that three.
Got a roaring reception from the Townsville bench as well. They were very excited for her first ever WNBL points. Kelsey McDermott, 22 years old, played for Newbury in the college system. Actually started every game for them last season and finished in the all-second team for the conference. So she's got some quality about her, Kelsey McDermott, for sure. As we can see, as we just saw from that three-pointer, Rintala gets the two.
It's another great move from Rintala. I'd like to see her become a bit of a focal point for their offense.
Stolen back by Bendigo. Price wants the drive. Flushed out on the baseline. We'll get the visit. Bounces out for Paige Price, first attempt. She was 3 from 3, 100%. Heading into tonight, Paige Price misses those two. 99 for Townsville. Court announcer getting the Fire fans pumped up, hit the triple digits. Can Shana Thompson do it for her first points? Bounces out. Comes out to McLean. Lost the handle. They'll drive back down the other end. Stephanie Reid, you've got to look out for her. It almost stopped on the iron. The stalling on 99. The nervous 90s for Townsville. Brintala. We've got a minute to do it now, Townsville. To Palvast. Stolen back. Shana Thompson, can she do it? She wants the three. She won't get the three. To Reid again. I must have a bet going on Shana Thompson and Kelsey McDermott. They're looking for it. Shana Thompson's moment just won't come for her. She might get it back again. The layup this time, and she's missed. It's a game within a game.
It is. They're definitely trying to get her a score and hope that's for their 100th point.
The Townsville crowd urging Reid to bring it down quickly. 10 points, 10 seconds, I beg your pardon, to get just one score. Here she goes, Shana Thompson, and it bounces out. The fairy tale didn't quite happen for Shana Thompson, but she made her debut. Kelsey McDermott did as well. Smiles on the faces all around. She looks a little deflated there, Shana Thompson, at the bottom of your screen. But Townsville won't feel that way as a team. 48 points. They ran riot over the Bendigo Spirit. Full time in Townsville. A phenomenal home win for the Fire. 99 Townsville, Bendigo 51.
(21-11) it was in that last quarter in favour of the Fire. A bit of fun at the end, trying to get Shana Thompson on the scoreboard, but full-time score 99-51. The Townsville Fire, I'll have to look back through their games this season, but surely, I think by a long way, that is their biggest win of the season, 48 points. Why am I even questioning that? 48 points is a huge win across the board this season. Jordan Canellis with you, Sam Woosnam with me here, Chemist Warehouse WNBL season. They'll be very pleased with that, the Townsville Fire and Shannon Seabohm, and that puts them in a good position and gives them great confidence now heading into the next phase of the season, the second half of the season, with Southside, Sydney and Perth next up on the cards. Before we analyse this match, let's have a chat with Lauren Nicholson, who had a fantastic night, as did the rest of her team. 12 points for her. She was 100% from the free throw line. Knocked down a three-pointer as well. One of 7 players to knock down a three-pointer. Lauren, welcome. Congratulations on the win. That was huge. How did that feel out there having fun at the end?
Yeah, it felt awesome. The girls were unbelievable tonight. And to back up with just a day off like we did, I think we did a great job.
Hey Loz, it definitely looks like you're having a lot of fun up there in Townsville. Can you just talk to us a little bit about the environment that Shannon creates? Everyone looks like they're, playing so well together as a team and having a lot of fun at the same time.
Yeah, look, Shannon recruited people first, and I think that's massive if you want to have a team that gels really well together. And I think the last 2 games have really shown that we've found some form, and I'm excited what's to come for us.
What's the team confidence and the camaraderie like now that you've got this young team together? A lot of you are new to the side. You've gelled really quick. You must be feeling so confident now that you've managed to get through this first half of the season now with just 2 losses. What is the confidence like among the group?
Yeah, so so much confidence. We all have a lot of confidence in each other, and it flows right throughout the group. And yeah, we do have a lot of young talent, but I think we've done a good job out on the floor, moving the ball, doing the little things. And some of our young stars, Shyla, Steph, Meg, they're all young girls, and I think they're just playing awesome.
Looking ahead, Loz, you have a rematch with Southside coming up again. How are you going to beat them?
Look, I think last game Liz absolutely killed us in the paint, so we have to do a better job on her first. Yeah, we'll go back and look at some tape this week. We have a few days off, which is awesome. We can prepare, and just do a better job than we did last time on defence.
Lauren, excellent. I'm sure you've got a lot of credit, I suppose, to give to the lady sitting next to me, Sam Woosman, for coaching you through the NBL 1, but I won't embarrass you any further. Congratulations on the win tonight, and good luck for the road ahead with 2 games coming up this weekend. Congrats.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Lauren Nicholson there, 12 points for her on the night, one of 5 who scored double digits. What do you make of her game, Lauren Nicholson? You probably know her game better than any player on the court tonight, Sam. She showed her aggression right from the start to the finish.
She really did, and I think you know what you're going to get with her every game. I've never seen Lauren, have a bad game. Her determination is always there, but she had 12 points and had the luxury of playing under 20 minutes a game, so it's good that she got to rest a little bit also.
And again, they spread the points around so well, Townsville. I read about earlier. 18 points for Nadine Payne and Megan McKay. 12 points to Lauren Nicholson there. Shyla Hill, 10 points. Courtney Woods, 10 points. And then they had 7 different scorers from 3-point range. They are as versatile and as flexible a team as you can get in the WNBL, which makes it so difficult for opponents because you don't know who to stop, who to go to, who to double team if you have to. You don't have that ability to do that as an opposition team playing Townsville.
Yeah, for sure. They really have that balance in all areas of the floor. So it is a very difficult task to stop them. As long as they're shooting well from the outside. I think they still need to work on finding different avenues to score if that 3 ball isn't dropping for them.
They were 17 from 36 tonight from 3-point range, 47%, which is pretty solid. Overall, 48% from field goal range, 35 field goal range. They're all field goals, I guess. 35 to 73. But you see the 3-pointers there, and that's what kick-started the game. That first half, that first quarter, was littered with 3-pointers. They were on fire early on, literally the Townsville fire, no pun intended. And they're exceptional. That's what got that start. That's what pretty much put Bendigo in their back pocket. Townsville, they kicked away in the first term.
Yeah, it was, and I know that the Fire have been working on they're having a good start, similar to what the Boomers are working on as well. So obviously both teams tonight in both games got off to great starts and ended up having comfortable wins.
26 turnovers to 15 as well against the Bendigo Spirits. So that just goes to show, I guess, where a lot of the errors came from, and they scored quite a lot on turnovers. The Townsville Fire making the most of those errors. So Bendigo back up tomorrow against the Adelaide Lightning, and then they play Canberra after that on Saturday. So they've got to regroup quickly, the Spirit, and then Townsville have Southside on Saturday, Sydney on Sunday. So they've got a few days break, but then they've got the doubleheader Saturday, Sunday on the weekend. Are you backing the Townsville Fire in those games on the weekend?
Or, you know what, I am going to back them against Southside. Southside are having an interesting season right now, and I definitely think that the Fire are the team going into that game in form.
It was a 101-89 win that last time they met, Southside and Townsville. That's it for tonight. 2 games, large margins in the end, but solid wins, very solid wins for Melbourne earlier on, 91-51, and then tonight, this game, the Townsville Fire, 99-51. In what was the same scorelines in the end. There you go. Bit of symmetry. WNBL Chemist Warehouse season. Sam, thank you very much.
Thanks, Jordan.
On behalf of the team in the control room, myself, Jordan Canellis, thank you very much. Join us again tomorrow with more WNBL. Good night.